How do you keep it going, especially if you have to add some guys that maybe aren't in the lineup or haven't been in the lineup?
Well, it's good because, as guys get healthier, there's competition, So today when we played, there was a good, healthy level of competition, between the two groups. And, that just means everybody picks up their game a little bit. Everybody's a little more concentrated and focused. So there's a benefit to guys who've been playing well and been playing well on the field, and we've gotten some results. But there's definitely guys that are getting healthy and are pushing. And so we'll have to see how we go on Saturday.
Does Dallas do anything different defensively from San Jose, or does it even matter if you guys stay as aggressive as you've been?
It depends. It depends if they play Ferreira or not. If they play Ferreira, they're more of whatever you want to call it, a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1 team. If they don't play Ferreira, they're more of a 4-4-2 team. So it changes a little bit. But their defense, George John has been out for the last couple of games, so they've been pretty consistent with Benitez and Lloyd and Hedges and Woodbury. So so they've been a pretty pretty standard as to how they've approached it as a back four.
This may seem like a little bit out of the blue, but what have you thought of the progress made under the referee organization?
I haven't thought about it, to be very honest. I think, if anything, that's noticeable to me. I think referees are overall letting the game go a little more, calling less fouls, trying to be maybe less trigger happy with initial cards. Those are the things I've been noticing. That's probably because of the messaging that they've been getting. Has the quality of decision making improved? That's something that over time, can tell. But as a coach, you're happy about there being a little more consistency. But there's still some times where you're going to agree or disagree with calls.
Do you feel like it's heading in the right direction in terms of? Can you see any?
Well, I think the decision to go with less center referees, to reduce the pool of referees, so you're getting guys that are getting more games now. I think that will pay out, but that payout's not going to come until maybe 2014 or 15, once these guys have gotten 2-3 seasons under their belt and are getting consistent games. But to have a referee in the league and only get 10 middles a year doesn't make a lot of sense. So now when you got guys getting 25 to 30, or so, or 25 to 32 or 3 middles in a year, in 2 years you're going to notice a big difference.
What did you make of your U.S. Open Cup draw that could send you across country in the middle of a busy week?
Well, the only place we could have played is Miami. That's further away, unless Puerto Rico is considered part of the Open Cup. Obviously for us it presents a unique problem. I know Bruce Arena mentioned their problem, but our problem's worse. We have to go if, Tampa wins, the NASL Tampa team wins, we go from LA to Tampa and then back to LA. So we have to go cross country and play 3 games. And then we have a reserve game as well at the end of that. So we'll have 4 games in a grand total of 7 days, and we'll have to go cross country to get it done. So it's definitely not optimal. Last year I got in trouble saying things about the Open Cup, so I guess I can't say too much about it to not get in trouble. But I'm never quite sure if they redraw it every round, if it's done on a regional basis. Sometimes you think it's regional when you see that DC is going to play Richmond, and you see that Chivas drives 20 miles down the road and plays the LA Blues, and then the other time you see LA playing Carolina, and we're playing Tampa, so it doesn't look very regional at all. Just again, lay it out there, let everybody see it. Put a bracket out there right from the beginning, and then there's no ifs, ands, or buts, and no questions.
Dallas has a lot of size.
Oh.
What kind of things does that present to you guys?
Obviously we got to be careful on set pieces. They've gotten good results on set pieces because Michel serves a good ball. The new player that they have, the Brazilian, is left-footed and he hits a good ball. And so obviously with guys like Hedges and Blas Perez and Cooper or Hasley and guys like that on the field, Jacobson as well is a big guy. They have a number of good targets. You're going to ask.
After last weekend's success, how eager are you to get back out here and keep that momentum going?
I think the guys are always eager to play. We're at 500, so we'd like to get above 500. And obviously Dallas right now is the top team in our division, so it becomes a good measuring stick for us. And but most important for us is we want to keep accumulating points.
With FC Dallas playing so well of late, how do you kind of break up their chemistry and how they're doing playing on the field?
It's tough in terms of their rhythm of play. Like I said, they're a different team if Ferreira plays or doesn't play. They're a very confident team right now, you know, so we have to play with a lot of confidence ourselves, and you know, just got to make sure that we hold on to the ball. You know, they've got good speed on the flanks with Jackson and Castillo, so they're a dangerous team counterattacking because of that speed, but because of their size, they're also a team that's comfortable just, you know, putting the ball in the box and hoping their big guys get on the end of it. So it's a good team this year because they've got a good balance, and they've, you know, for the most part, they've avoided significant injuries and been able to keep their attacking pieces on the field.
There was a report out today that FC Dallas might not travel Ferreira and George John. How does that change their dynamic?
It just, you know, if Ferreira doesn't play, they usually play more of a 4-4-2. George John hasn't played the last couple of games, and their defense has still been, you know, pretty solid. So, you know, it definitely changes their look and their formation, and Ferreira is an important player to them, but that means other people step up and play a bigger role, like Michelle plays a bigger role, Jackson ends up playing a bigger role, Perez plays a bigger role at that point.
Eddie Johnson, it just became official. Eddie Johnson called in by the U.S. national team. Do you know how much time he'll miss kind of in these next few weeks?
I think he comes in after our LA game, so they go in to the national team camp there for the 2 friendlies, which is something that, you know, the league has agreed with U.S. Soccer to allow that to happen, and then they've got the World Cup qualifier. So you know, imagine he'd be gone until whenever that last qualifier is, the 18th or something like that. Yeah.
If anything else has gone official, I haven't heard it, but do you expect to lose any other players to any other nations?
Haven't heard yet. You know, obviously Mario Martinez has always been in the pool for Honduras, but that's a release that technically would come like June 2nd, so he would be here a week longer. You know, I know there's, you know, down the line there's the Gold Cup, but right now we haven't heard anything. We haven't heard anything about Oba as well. Okay, thanks.
Me preguntaron si podría hacer un anuncio y pensé que era porque yo juego para los Seattle Sounders. No puedo, porque mi inglés no es muy bueno. That's true. Entonces me dijeron que el anuncio era de padres, niños y familias. Eso es muy importante para mí y le dije que yo hago lo que puedo hacer. No importa cuál idioma tú hablas, hay un idioma universal que nuestros niños comprenden y necesitan. Y es el amor y el cariño de los padres. Be a good parent and stay involved in your child's life.